Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to make another video as it's been quite the week for me, both spiritually, emotionally, physically. It's been a battle this week, and I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about it. And kind of a week ago, I told everybody that I was quitting my job, and that kind of things kind of hit a toll at work. And I didn't feel like I was the right choice for me anymore. I was planning on leaving, but now I will be continuing on with my work. I didn't like the way I was leaving, so I didn't like that. I kind of just made a rash decision and didn't really think it through, or it was kind of more on, my perspective and not on God's perspective. So I really feel like now, this time, like a week later, that God's telling me that this isn't the right time to do this. I still need to learn. I'm still a babe as far as my spiritual aspect is. I'm still young. I still need to learn the word and to trust in God and more, and so I'm going to do that. And there's still some work that I need to do at work to basically help others, and to get to a point where I need to, in order to help God in his ministry. So I truly believe that he was seeing if I was ready, but the fact that I went through this week, and there's so many things that happened this week that were telling me that basically I needed to continue on with work, and I needed to trust what I was doing at work, and trust that I was getting somewhere and doing something that I really wanted to do. And I think I mentioned it in my earlier videos about kind of ministering to people at work, and to help others that are struggling, either mentally or physically, and all these things that we struggle with on a daily basis. That I'm still able to kind of do that and learn and grow as a Christian, and to find the true example that I'm supposed to be at work. And I've been so close to finding it, but I feel like I'm so far away from getting there. And at the end of last week, I didn't really think I could get there, but through this week, just even through simple examples, as people were worried about me, and they didn't really want me to quit, and just kind of the emotions that went through it with my coworkers, and even my superiors as well. They were kind of concerned and didn't really understand why, and it was a bit of a rash decision, I will admit. It was kind of, I didn't really think too much of it. I was really just kind of more in the moment. I didn't really give it a second thought, which these types of things I don't really want to, I don't want to be, I want to make choices that are smart, but I want to make choices that God wants me to make. And I felt like it was more of my choice, that wanting to leave work. So I really kind of came to that conclusion this week. It's really nothing to do with anything else. I'm not trying to just kind of, be fake on here. I really intended to leave. I just feel now that, the way that I went about doing it wasn't a Christian way of doing things. It was more of a radical decision that I made. And I don't think God wanted me to be represented that way. Luckily enough, my work didn't, they knew that it was kind of an emotional choice, rather than off the cuff, really, scattered kind of decision that I was making. And they kind of just wanted to have my back. And I had multiple meetings this week with my superiors. One that actually reached out to me and was a little bit concerned about things. And but yeah, I felt that it wasn't the right choice at this time. there may be a possibility in the future that I'll have to eventually kind of move on and go into my ministry. But what it did really was kind of open up my eyes to this, what I've been trying to do for years, is start, either YouTube channel or some type of ministry. So it really, I think that's what it was really all about, was opening my eyes that there's other possibilities, and through work I could still kind of do these things, which kind of leads me to, my next goal is to kind of help others in any aspect, whether it's, kind of just listening to somebody, talking to them, eventually, hopefully learning more about, health and, proper exercise, and helping people that way as well. So I really want to kind of get into this ministry, and hopefully through work I'll be able to do that, because like I said previously, Moses was working, he was in the Canaanite area, and he was basically working, and also David too, David the shepherd, he was working, and he came out of the fields, and Samuel was trying to pick his brothers, and not one of them was a good match for the kingdom. So eventually Samuel went and he asked Jesse, where do you have another son? And so Jesse basically said, yeah, I have one more son, and he's out in the field, being a shepherd. So I really feel like in order for me to get to where I need to be, I need to continue to work. And it kind of made more apparent with my coworkers, as well, as they were telling me things that really stood out to me. And actually I was thinking the exact same thing, that there was a dream that this fella had, and he basically had a dream about that I should be staying, and I basically already kind of knew before this dream that he told me about happened, that I was possibly going to stay at work. But I just wanted to hear from my colleagues and from my superiors that they really have my back, and I just felt sorry that I kind of made a rash decision of just leaving and dropping everything. But I mean, like I say, there will come a point in the future, whether it is a decision that the government makes, or if it's something that really God is pushing me towards, which I think He is. It's just not the right time for me to do that. So I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit about that, and kind of go over, a verse that kind of popped out to me this evening as I was doing a bit of worship and study. One that kind of came to my mind in my baptism, and it's all about rest. It's all about having the time to rest and be with God, and to give all of our cares, away, and to give it to Him, because He really sheds, the light. And if it's not for that light and His glory that He shines upon us, that we can't pass it on to others. And so in saying that, I've really struggled the last, I'd say, year and a half, maybe 6 months to a year, really struggling with, with resting and taking my time to be with God. And so now that I've come to this conclusion, I'm definitely going to take my time and worship Him more and more, and especially on the Sabbath. I'm trying to go back to church, and to continue to where I left off at my baptism. And it was a struggle there after my baptism, and I'm not gonna lie, the Christian life isn't for the faint of heart. It's a real struggle, because Satan knows that you have a bit of truth, and he knows the Bible really well. He was basically in the sanctuary service with in heaven, right? So he was he was basically the left hand beside Christ and God, and he was in that light that would see God, and not many people have been in that light. So he knows a lot about the service and about Christ, and he was really jealous of Jesus, and he wanted to basically be him, and couldn't understand why he couldn't be like him, because he was right there with him, and he could see God, right? So I'm definitely, was having some struggle, and he was really putting the pressure on me, and I felt like I wasn't worthy of anything after my baptism. It was a real struggle for me, and it was something that we're all needing to go through. We all go through it as Christians. We all have to kind of face our path our own way. We're all going to be tested individually in different ways. So it's kind of how you make it, and how you get out of it is continuing to pray, be with God, and to continue to be in the Word and to worship Him. And I'm really getting my mind frame around that more and more each day, and my mind's getting stronger, and I'm more in the Word, more studying, finding the pieces that fit, and putting them together in different areas in the Bible. So I really am getting back to the spot that I want to be in, and just be with God. And so I wanted to read you a verse this evening. This is a verse that I read at my baptism, and it's all about the rest. It's all about being with Christ, and to honor Him, and to do anything that we can to be like Him. So it's in Matthew 11, and it's verse 28, and it reads, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." So this is something that I was really needing prior to my baptism. I was, anxious, had, my spells of depression, and I didn't really have that rest. I was always kind of, looking for the next best thing, looking for work, looking to, heal myself, but I never looked towards Jesus as being my Savior, or being somebody that can help me get through these difficult times. So if you read on Matthew 11, verse 29, it says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls." Verse 30, "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So what he's trying to say is when we're yoked together as one, that is when Jesus can actually do His work on us, and He can, shed His light on us, so that we can show others His light. And He is lowly in heart, so meaning that He is very humble and very sincere and loving towards others. And that's where we all need to be at. At some point we need to get there, and we need to trust in God that He's going to protect us. And that's really what it comes down to this week, was having Him protect me, and not be worried about any other factors that are going on in my life, and not worry about the struggles that I've had recently. It's about now. It's about the time now that I have with Him. It's not about the past anymore. It's more about the time spent with Him and the time shared with Him. So I'm going to continue to work on these things, continue to focus my life around these things, and really focus my Christ life at work as well. And so I'm praying that you guys will pray for me and continue to watch my growth, and kind of help me come to a better place in my Christian life, and to succeed in that is all that I would ever ask for, is to succeed in my Christian life. Nothing on this earth can get me to heaven, but the fact that I'll have Christ through His death on the cross. He was the one that gave us all salvation, and He is the only one that we can look to for an example to become closer to. And so I want to thank everybody for watching these last few videos. I just wanted to share something with you guys today, and kind of keep you up to date on my life and what's been going on. And I'm going to continue to do these videos, going to continue to, be a better person, be a better man for Christ, and hopefully He'll reside in me soon, and I'll be able to, take that and share it with others as an example. So I just wanted to, mention those few things, and keep up watching my videos, and if you like what you see, I hope you'll subscribe, and I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Happy Sabbath, everybody, and have a good night.